Hey you guys, it's Barbara Collins with Madre Minutes. How y'all doing? It's day 2 of radiation and I'm doing okay today. Today has been a very incredible day. Radiation was pretty much the same, and I'm really worried that my stories or my time here every day is going to be pretty boring because it is kind of the same thing. But I'm also doing some exploring around MD Anderson, and so I'm going to be sharing with you a little bit about that. And I was able to meet with the doctor today, and so all of that was really good. He was able to show me, which I think is so fascinating, they were able to show me a computerized picture of my body laying out and all the fields of where they're targeting and where the beams are going, and they're able to show me all of my vital organs and my heart, my lungs, and my bones, and my spine, and all of those things. And so it shows me how the lines and whatnot are they're making them where they're not going to go through certain areas, and that for me was really big because I'm a real visual person and I like to see things visually, and I learn visually. And so it was also a big it, it it gave me some reassurance in my mind, that I can picture it in my mind as it's going on. And anyway, so it wasn't too bad. It didn't last near as long. It was not as uncomfortable today. So anyway, it was not too bad. It was still very cold. I did keep my shoes on today, and wore closed toe shoes, and I doubled up on my gowns. But it was it's always pretty cold in there. Um, but the thing that happened today that was really incredible was this morning I got a text from a friend and said that she had a friend there, and she was having a hard time, and would really appreciate if I had time to maybe go over and say hello and meet her. And so I did my radiation, and they give you a sticker for the first hour, and so the first hour is free. So if you can get in and out of there in an hour, you don't have to pay the $15 for parking. So I came out and I only had 4 minutes for the free parking. I thought, I'll just go ahead and leave, and I'll go back around and I'll self park. So I went and I self parked, and I went back up, and I found over across the street in the main building. I had to go through all these. I had to go on the Sky Bridge and ride the little trolley, and then go down this long hall and up these. I felt like a little mouse in a maze. It was like amazing. And so, and I get up in the elevator, but as I'm going, I'm seeing like names on doors, plaques on doors of all these people's names that I recognize, who gave money, who helped, establish MD Anderson here in Houston. And one of them was my parents' name, and one of them was a bank that my dad was associated with. And I don't know, it just gave me such a sense of pride and ownership, really, that our family was a part of that. So I felt really good about that. And then I started seeing little children and women who were walking on walkers with their 2 caregivers and their pole of medicine in their mask, and just, and I would just smile at them and say, you're looking good. Just keep moving, keep walking forward. And so finally I found this friend, and I was able to go in and pray with her. But this morning when I got my text, I I was given this book. It's Jesus Calling, and I don't know if you're familiar with this little book, Jesus Calling. It's a 365-day devotional by Sarah Young, and this is a little leather bound. It has some little embossed in leather. It's just a really neat, great travel book, and I like to read it every day. And so this morning, I purposed to pull it out and read it this morning. I either read it in the morning or at night. And so I purposed to read this little book this morning and did my little prayer time. And I really, as I was reading it, I was really thinking about this friend who had texted me about this woman that she wanted me to meet. So I was really thinking about this woman at the hospital because of the text. So then I finish with my prayer time, and I go to my appointment, and I finally get to see her. And I really wanted to just purpose and focus on her and what I could do to pray for her, or to share with her, or just listen to her, whatever she wanted me to do. So while I was there, her mother was there, and her mother has been staying there and caregiving for her. And she said, good, now I can go take a shower while you're here. And so she and I were able to sit quietly together and pray. And she told me, some stories, and I was able to pray with her. And then before I left, she mumbled something to her mom, and she said, get the book, show her the book, show her the book. And her mother reached over and she pulled out this exact book. And I mean, it's exactly like this, like the leather and everything. And I just stood there and I said, oh my gosh, I said, I have that same book. I said, have you read today's devotional? It's amazing. And she said, no, but we like to read it together. Would you like to read it to her? And I said, yes, I would love to read it to her. And so I was able to read it to her as she slept and she closed her eyes. It was very hard for her to keep her eyes open towards the end. It's very hard for me not to cry. I'm sorry, but here's what May the 2nd says in Jesus Calling. Living in dependence on me is the way to enjoy abundant life. You are learning to appreciate tough times because they amplify your awareness of my presence. Tasks that you used to dread are becoming rich opportunities to enjoy my closeness. When you feel tired, you remember that I am your strength. You take pleasure in leaning on me. I am pleased by your tendency to turn to me more and more frequently, especially when you are alone. When you are with other people, you often lose sight of my presence. Your fear of displeasing people puts you in bondage to them, and they become your primary focus. When you realize this has happened, whisper my name. This tiny act of trust brings me to the forefront of your consciousness where I belong. As you bask in the blessings of my nearness, my life can flow through you to others. This is abundant life. And the things that I got out of this and that I wrote down at the bottom was appreciate tough times, bring Jesus to the forefront, tiny acts of trust, his life flowing through me to others. Now that's what abundant life is. Yes, being healed of cancer, and yes, going through all of that will bring more abundant life to me. But being able to do this, and the fact that she wanted her mom to show me this, was really, I think, more about God wanting to say, show her the book, that I'm here with her, and I'm with you too. Sorry. Anyway, that was just a God moment, and I can't help when I cry, so y'all are just gonna have to get used to that and get over that, because it's like a cleansing thing. It just they start coming out and you can't stop. It's not like I'm hurting and I'm sad. It's just like it's an overflowing of that abundant life, but it comes out of your eyes. I know that sounds weird, but anyway, I love you guys. Thank you for listening. Today was an awesome day. I'm getting ready to go on my walk in this beautiful neighborhood that I grew up in, where there was abundant life. So, anyway, I love you guys. Thanks for listening. I'll be back tomorrow when we walk through this together. All right. Bye.